Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First thing I want to do is give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai Bashar Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of great millstone. Say, taste you brothers pushing this word with truth, sincerity, with charity. So, it's personal testimony slash lesson. You know, my son was born the other day, and we already switched doctors, hospitals a couple times because basically Esau, you know, he was 34 weeks. Basically, he's premature. But according to Esau, he premature, which he came early, a little earlier than was supposed to. But they wanted to give my wife some steroids. First hospital I went to. Now, let me get this scripture real quick. Let me get to 16:11. All right. This is Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? So we already know when we go to these hospitals and things that Esau is running it. You know, Esau runs these hospitals, mainly Amalek. They run these hospitals. So a lot of things they tell you that is good for your child or good for you is really not, you know. So in maybe in certain situations it'd be helpful, but in a lot of situations their medicine has long down the road effects. It may not affect the child right now, it may not affect you right now, but it affects you, let's say when you get 2 years old, 3, 4 years old, if you take some when you coming out the womb. It's like SIDS, you know. SIDS come from back mutations of them, you understand me, they give them when they come out the womb, you know. So, how I know, because it happened to me in the world right before I came to the truth. But I'm first hospital we was at, my wife was having contractions, and basically the doctor didn't want to talk to me, you know, because I was the one. My wife wouldn't make no decisions without me, you know. And the doctor actually got mad, and I went off, you know, because basically they was mad that I didn't want to give my child no steroids. All right, they say it's good for the baby lungs and all of that good nature, you know. But I'm like, well, we'll deal with that problem when that problem come. You know, I'm not gonna give my child nothing on some hypotheticals, on some what ifs and what could happen. Right? You know, I'm like, no, I'm gonna trust in the Lord. So we don't do it. I end up getting into it with the lady. They transferred my wife to the University of Chicago. Complete different atmosphere. But she ended up going home. But this hospital, university, they don't ask you twice. I guess they don't care. You know, they like, all right, well, because they whatever, you know. Which really, the Lord kind of told me I should have been going there anyway. We shouldn't have even been at them other places. So we go to another place. So my wife actually, her water ruptured while she was at work. So she was, so they sent her to another hospital, and the same thing. They wouldn't even, once we told them we didn't want the steroids or anything, they wouldn't even check her. You know, she was in the hospital for about 12 hours before we was like, you know what, we just gonna go to University of Chicago. They was like, well, you're just peeing on yourself. That's not your water. So it was like they was trying to put her in a situation to where the baby could have been put at risk, because they wasn't checking her. They didn't care. They didn't, none of that. Normally when we went to a different hospital, um, the doctor, the nurses never left the room, and it was two of them. So it was somebody always in the room because you never know. But at this one particular hospital, they was mad for the simple fact that we said we're gonna trust in the Lord, man. Like, we're not gonna. Well, we didn't tell them that. We just told them, based off our belief, we don't want to. We're not giving our child anything that's not natural. All right. If it's not natural to the body, then no. So they say, okay. So we left. We just left, and then we asked them for a wheelchair for my wife. They was like, no, just leave. Just leave. No wheelchair. Just leave. So the whole time they really was like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't want our help. Get the fuck out of here. And what, we was like, fuck them anyway. So I had to rush her to another hospital, where as soon as we got in there, they said, oh yeah, her water is ruptured. They asked us about the steroids one time, and they was like, okay. And that was the end of it. No more badgering, no more bugging you. They gave us phenomenal treatment in there, and they was like, well, one doctor explained, how they deal with a lot of abuse. I'm like, no, that ain't got nothing to do with it. All right, like what the scriptures say. They oppose themselves against the Most High. All right. So when my son was born, I'm talking about loud little guy, loud, and they all was shocked. They was shocked, like, whoa, they were shocked, how loud he was, because that's not normal. They say that's not normal for a baby that's born at 34 weeks. And they wasn't going to let him come home to 37 weeks, but he's going to come home when he reaches 35 weeks, which is next week. So he's ahead of everything. Basically, the Lord took care of him. Right? So we might find ourselves in situations, man, where you can't trust Esau, man. They might make it seem like this is a good thing, but it's really not. Salakia. A little under the weather. Shit, I've been out. Didn't really had no time to sit down. All right. This is Sirach 14:7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So if he do good, which talking about Esau, he don't do it willingly, because his main objective is to fuck you over, but a lot of things he is called the overplay for the underlay, so he might make it seem like it's nice, but at the end, it's no good for you. We really got the true living power, man. Which is Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Like they are amazed at how good he's doing. They say he's an overachiever, and they keep saying it. They saying most babies don't latch at that early. That boy latched right up to my wife, with no problem. They say most babies they have problem with their sugar level. The boy's sugar level was on point. They say most babies born at 34 weeks have lung problems and they can barely breathe. Look, the boy was breathing fine with no problem. He actually was crying because I wasn't holding him. He got a little, which was you know, they was just looking like, oh my God, he's an overachiever. We might. And then that's when they say he can come home early. So you can't just look at the like the scriptures say in all right, scriptures say it's Ecclesiasticus 2:2. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 1. Ecclesiastes 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, and thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right? So, just because something it looks bad, doesn't mean it is. All right, the Lord could be trying you. All right, and in this situation, Esau was trying to shove a bunch of needles in my son, man. Really, what's the wicked part is, they was gonna give it to my wife and my son. And they say, oh, it's minor side effects. It's minor side effects, minor side. The point is, it's side effects. All right, when you taking herbs, herb side effect is not to death. You know what I mean? You might get the runs, or you might get a loopy feeling, or but it's a natural thing. You know what I mean? It's not synthetic. You know what I mean? So my son came out perfectly fine, man. Called Lammy, how about Shimon Shai, man? And it's just a testimony, like, even when you sick, or you ain't gotta run to Esau, man, because Esau will kill you, man. Because they know who we are, man. Scripture say devils believe and do tremble. Just don't believe just because you got 4 views on your video that they don't know who you are, man. You'll be surprised, man. There's plenty of brothers, you hear testimony. Hell, the elder brother here in Chicago went to a whole nother city, and the guy stopped him at the airport, man. So don't believe them 4 views you getting, them 5 views you getting, 100 views. Hey, look, it's something called shadow banning. All right, they make your views look like that so they don't encourage you to do more. All right, so just trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Look, the Lord is a marvelous work. It's an easy thing for the Lord to speed up a process, to make you heal faster, to just like with my situation, to speed up the process of my son. He came out with no fucking problems, man. None at all. You know what I mean? Fine. And it blew their mind away. All right, so, but we got to continue to trust and keep that faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, man, that he got us, man. All right, and fuck Esau, man, because at the end of the day, he ain't for us, man. All right, he ain't for us. He ain't for our turn, man. So with that, I just hope it was edifying. I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, by Shomer Kadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders, a great millstone. And salutations to you brothers pushing this word with truth, said with charity. Shalom and above.